Today, I'm going to be talking about my favorite YouTube producers. I'm not going to call these people beat makers. These people don't make beats. I know I said type beat producers in the title. That's just because that's, in general, people, that's how they understand things. But trust me, there's a difference between beat making and producing. So I'm going to talk about 10 producers on YouTube that I feel like could be placed every month, that could find placement on commercial records every month. You know, as you know, when it comes to talent, the ones who are the most talented almost never get the most shine when it comes down to it. So we gonna get into this list, man. Let's ride out one time. Boom. So number one, and this goes in no order. There's not a 1 through 10, and I like number 1 more than I like number 10. This is just a top 10 list in no specific order. So number 1, I got Epic the Don. I'm pretty sure some people, they may not have heard of him, but if you really are on YouTube and you're watching for different producers, Epic the Don's name is someone's name that it's gonna come up, and it's gonna kind of feel like the boogeyman when it comes up, because his style, the originality, versatility, and the soundscape of his beats is different, and that's his tag. If you ever hear somebody's song, some rapper song, and then you hear a sort of a swirling sound effect and go, then you hear it's just different. That's Epic the Don. So, and that's the thing about it. In production, the same thing happens as in with rap, where something is popular and everybody else copycats off of what's popular to get the popularity of the person who did whatever they did to build themselves up. So with Epic, he's one of them producers you can say he didn't do that at all. His community post, from you could tell his mindset is in the right place. And that's one thing. It's good to see that. So definitely Epic the Don definitely makes this list and will continue to make this list, I feel like. Next on the list, we got Able Beats. Now, Able Beats. This is an Able beat. You hear that? That's what I'm talking about. Able Beats. Man, very versatile. I didn't used to think he was versatile because I think he may be from the West Coast, or I don't know if he just gravitates toward that sound. But for a while there, I loved this shit, but it was like, it was all West Coast. And his West Coast beats, like when you think of the Battle Cats and DJ Quicks, and you think about certain West Coast producers, like I think of Battle Cat, and when you really listen to Able Beats, Battle Cat, Able Beats, just because somebody gets more placements than the other doesn't mean they're more talented. And that's what this list is all about. Because when it comes to Able Beats, he definitely makes the list hands down. This man, I've heard him from 90s R&B to Jeezy type beat to Manny Fresh to, I've heard him do the East Coast type beats. I've heard him almost do everything in the realm of hip hop on his channel. The consistency, once again, that's going to be something you hear a lot in this video, but the consistency is there. So Able, hands down, top 10 YouTube producers. Definitely Able Beats has to make the list. Next, we going to Drum Dummy. Yes, Drum Dummy. Man, I can't say enough about Drum Dummy, man. That boy is a monster. If you love Southern beats, if you love bass that just blows through the speaker, when it comes to when it comes to Drum Dummy, he is that guy. When it comes to flipping a sample that has been flipped a million times and Drum Dummy putting his flip on that same sample that you heard a million times, and when you hear Drum Dummy's version, you're going to be like, oh shit, we got to reevaluate. Because when he flipped these old Michael Jackson samples, he'll take an old sample that we done heard a million times and flip that thing into a Southern classic, man. So definitely, I have to put on this list Drum Dummy. Drum Dummy make the beat that I'm gonna kill it. You hear that, you probably listening to something fire. I'm gonna say that much. Now, Epic the Don, Able Beats, and Drum Dummy, those are three names that are higher up when it comes to subscriptions. This next person I'm going to talk about, in which all of these links to all of these people will be in the description box, all in a nice little package. So definitely, if you into good production, go sub up to these people I'm talking about. This next one is definitely in my top 10 when it comes to YouTube producers. Simply because his sound, y'all might hear me say words like soundscape. If you think of the word landscape, now think of what a soundscape is. Angelo Imani makes soundscapes. Like, these are movie scores in a sense. Like, you could take an Angelo Imani beat, some of his beats, you can actually take them, put it on a video editor, drop his instrumental in the place of where the music's movie is, and completely change the feeling or completely replace what movie music or movie score there is, and that and his production will be just as good as the score in the movie. That's what I mean when I say, like, there's people who make beats and there's producers who produce songs, who produce music. Angelo Imani is definitely in the music producer category when it comes down to it. The piano, my favorite beats from him are always seem to be the kind of jazz piano feels he gets with these kind of Kendrick Lamar type storytelling type greatness, historic beats that this man has made. So definitely salute to Angelo Imani, because that man is talented, very talented. The next one we go into for a specific sound, the next person we go into is Batman. You spell it BVTMAN with the upside down V as the A. So Batman, you hear that. And he got a placement, I think, last year with J. Cole on a song called Procrastination. And J. Cole actually let him put it up on his channel and everything. So salute to him for that. And I know most of these producers I'm speaking of definitely have many of placements. I know Drum Dummy has a gang of placements. Epic has had placements. Able has had placements. But definitely Batman, he makes a specific type of soulful, I don't know if I would even call it boom bap, but like a soulful, almost like soulful boom bap. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but he can definitely do more than just that. But what he likes to, or what it seems to be, is just the sound of soulfulness. And the tempo is kind of slower. He doesn't really make fast type beats, but I fucking love some Batman beats because of the consistency with his sound. It's his sound. I can almost tell before, and that's another thing with all of these producers. I can almost tell that it's a Batman beat before I even hear his tag. That's how he's crafted his realm of production. So definitely salute to Batman. Next up, we got So Special. So Special. And So Special is one of them where he's like a train. He just keeps going, man. He just keeps going. He just keeps pushing out beats, producing. Anybody that's this consistent loves to make beats, loves it. It's their passion. You can tell. So Special. For me, what stands out is when it comes to the more like Rick Ross and Meek Mill type beats. Like, I don't know. I think he really does that very well. And I've heard other sounds from him as well. He's not in a box, but at the same time, I think every producer kind of has a specialty, like I was talking about with Able Beats. His specialty is West Coast G-Funk. Like, it's hard for someone who doesn't make those type beats to come in and say, I'm going to make this type beat, and for it to ever sound anything like Able does. So with So Special, he definitely got a plethora of sounds that he loves to go to, and when he goes to them and he does them well, he gets that right sample, bang, plays it, and boom, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit. So definitely consistency. So Special, we hear you. We hear you. Great job, brother, for making this list. Next, I'm gonna go to someone who kind of has a different trajectory, I feel like, because they're not just putting up beats, they're putting up actual content as well, which is P-Dub the producer. P-Dub the producer, he's got a show, he's got a whole live stream, on top of dropping the beats, he's doing a whole podcast as well, and he's kind of made his niche, that producer that's gonna give people information to flourish within beat making, like, answering questions and doing different type of content, like some title like, should I quit my job to be a producer? Something simple as that. But in today's climate, when it comes to music in general, we already know that if you just sit around and make music and just upload music, it takes a little more than that sometimes. Now, sometimes that's all you got to do, but I salute P-Dub for diving off into other things that have made his channel bloom like that. But when it comes to the production, the boy is cold. The boy is cold. Damn, that hurt. I think that's his tagline. But yeah, man, the versatility. I love when he does the beats with the Rick Ross type beats. I love when he does the kind of spaced out. I'm forgetting that artist's name. Chance the Rapper. Like he can get into this happy bag. I don't know if y'all ever ran across any of his like R&B, and I say happy bag, but I really just mean like it gives you a good vibe type of feel. Like he can do some of these good vibe type feeling beats, using a lot of the right side of the piano and whatnot. That really, it's like, as a versatile overall producer, P-Dub the producer, he's one of them guys, so I had to add him to the list. Next up, I'm going to go with Arcane Beats. Arcane Beats, man, his sound is crazy. Like, if anybody knows what Mike Dean does, when it comes to Mike Dean, Travis Scott, and that whole sound of just like creating a wall of sound, and it's like a melting pot of synthesizers, and it plays through gracefully with when he does certain melodies and things along with this wall of sound. Arcane, man, he's that dude, man. He is that guy when it comes to his percussions, when it comes to his melodies and these walls of sounds that he builds up with this kind of Travis Scott type feel and all it, and it gets into that Kanye West bag. And he gets into these movie like essences when it comes to his intro and things like that. And he's another producer on this list, like Angelo Imani, I'll put him in the same category where you will hear a part of a beat at 60 seconds that you don't hear anywhere else on the beat. There's no pattern guideline all the time to just a perfect cut and paste. Okay, this is the verse part, so it's gonna sound like this. Now this is the hook. Now this is the hook part, and it sounds like this. So the next hook that comes by, it's gonna sound like the last hook part. No, with these producers, who I'm really talking about producers, and the difference between a beat maker and a producer. Producers, you're not gonna hear the same exact version of the beat for the first and the second and the third hook. It might climax. The beat might actually go down for the hook. It like there's a certain level of creativity when you talk about the Arcanes and the Angelo Imanis and people like this. And that's what I really respect for Arcane. But the next person we going with, Dream Life Beats. Dream Life Beats. Dream Life. Now, I don't know how many placements Dream Life has, but when I listen to his beats, I feel like he could produce for everybody in the industry right now. You can say that's a good thing, you can say that's a bad thing, but when it comes down to it, Dream Life has a sound, how his beats are mixed, how he puts them together, and all of that, where it sounds like he's already made it, like he's done. Like there's no more work to do here with this producer, and I think it might be a team. I don't know. I don't know much about Dream Life, but I know when I hear that tag, it's high quality production. That's what I do know. When I hear Dream Life, I know it's a high quality production and it's well put together. So that's why Dream Life makes the list. Now, my last producer, it's gonna be I Feel. And it's lowercase I, F-E-E-L is his name. He has 6,000 subscribers. And his style, man, I like more experimental productions a lot of the times. Like, you know, I definitely I fuck with the drum dummies. And I fuck with the Able Beats and whatnot. And I wanted to make my list complete when it comes to the overall soundscape and what producers can do with their talent. And I Feel is a producer that, man, the melodies, the samples that are found, I feel like he doesn't just find samples, he procures samples to what type of beat he wants to make, in which that's what all producers do, but I feel like he does it extremely well. So definitely I gotta add I Feel onto the list. He does a lot of, you know, like, I guess you could say J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar type beats and whatnot. But he does it extremely well, and he does it different than I hear it a lot of the times. A lot of the times, you know, you hear something say JID type beat, and you always get the same kind of bass every time. That's not gonna be the case with I Feel. You're not gonna get the same drum kick, clap, all of that. It's all gonna change up. It's all gonna be a little bit of experimentation. I feel like he experiments as he's making beats to get these different kind of sound palettes. So that was 10 producers, man. I Feel was the last one. I'm gonna run down the list one more time. We had Epic the Don, Able Beats, Drum Dummy, Angelo Imani, Batman, So Special, P-Dub the producer, Arcane Beats, Dream Life Beats, and to last but not least, I Feel. But yeah, I just wanted to do this video just to show love to the producers out there, man, because I feel like they don't get enough credit for the talent that they have. You always see the rapper in front of the camera, in front of the mic and all of that, and these are the people that are laying the foundation to what a rapper can do. So it's a symbiotic relationship between the producer and the rapper. And I definitely just had to come up here and show love to some of the producers. My top 10 favorite producers on YouTube. It's YJ the Author, and I'm out, man.